You're listening to a Wee Moan podcast with Nads and Joan.
Welcome back to a Wee Moan podcast with Nads and Joan, your guide to all things pop culture, celebrity gossip, and news. Hello, Nadia.
Hi, we made it. Oh my God.
Yeah. God,
It's been a time.
It has. We've switched accounts. You've logged in. I've logged in. It's just a logging in nightmare, really, isn't it?
It is a little bit of a force field around this app, but we're in and we're back and we're going to try and get out a show somehow.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's lots been happening, actually. I mean, between our breaks, I feel like there's so many stories that are unfolding, and then the next one comes, and then the next one comes, and all of a sudden we're in World War III, and God knows.
Yes, totally.
God knows what is happening in the world at the moment. I can't keep up. I cannot keep up. Maybe I don't want to either.
You don't. Let's not mention the war.
No.
Avoid that topic. Yes, there's a whole lot happening, including a whole lot of celebrity news. We had the massive fallout of the Kyle and Jackie O show the mad effing witches that brought them down. Well done.
Yeah.
He's now out. We'll touch on that. What other massive stories have we had? We did have Demi Moore appearing with looking about, well, I don't even know what she looked like. What did she look like, Nadia? Because what is she, like 65 now? 70?
Yeah, but she looks like some sort of cyborg. You know, she doesn't quite look human. There's an element of just like what, you know, where technology and the human body meet, and there's a fine line. I don't recognize her as a human being anymore, which I think is quite problematic.
Well, and when she like walked from the car into the award ceremony, it was a strange sort of creature coming out of the car. In the same way, there was also her, the comedian / actor. He was also sort of had some work done. The Mask. Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Oh, yeah. Well, there was, there's all the conspiracy theorists are all saying that he's some sort of clone. Because, he doesn't look far off it, because we don't quite understand what they're doing with their faces and why it's important to remain childlike, you know. It's what happened to growing up with, you know, and aging with grace. I feel like that's just, you know, that's not part of the Hollywood vibe. I suppose.
You and I are going to do that, Nadia. We're going to age with grace, and that's.
I know we'll lead with example. We also had the Oscars. We had the Timmy Chalamet, all that debacle with the ballet, with the comment.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I'll quickly touch on that then. So Timothy Chalamet, who is going out with Kardashian.
Kylie
Kardashian. They were at the award ceremony where he has been awaiting he's made it very clear that he wants the not Logie. I always call it the Logie.
The Oscar.
He doesn't want a Logie. That he was desperately waiting for his Oscar. And he's sitting there with his beloved and his sister, who's a ballerina. Am I correct, Nadia?
I think his mum and his sister were both in a ballet company, and he grew up in that world.
I mean, he looks like a ballerina, if you ask me. So his sister approaches him and Kylie after he's lost, or just before, just during the ceremony. And what did the lip syncers say that was said? What was the discussion?
So I don't know about the people, the lip readers.
I can do that.
I don't know about that, but weeks earlier there was an interview that I think it was like actor on actor with Matthew McConaughey, and they were both talking about you know, the acting scenes and just the fact that that ballet and opera are a dying art form, and he doesn't want to be involved in that, and he just made it seem like
he was having a go.
We were just having a go, and just also like poo-pooing like that whole industry, and it really put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, especially because he said it was kind of like a dying art, And he said it numerous times in his in interviews before. Like, it's not the first time he's said that. So people were just sort of like, and then a lot of people came out and were like, doing pirouettes and saying, oh, people still see my show for, $300 a ticket, I don't know, there was
anyway, he's just made his Oscar nominated film was Marty Supreme, which is about ping pong. So he's happy to do a movie about ping pong, but he's poo-pooing the ballet. Anyway, the thing I saw about lip syncing was that that the sister came up and approached Kylie and Timothy at the award ceremony, and he turned to his sister and said, "Go easy on her."
Oh, go easy on Kylie.
Yes, go easy on Kylie. Like, don't be mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's an odd world. I mean, who knows what they're talking about? These lip syncers, what they're hearing, and
okay. Well, let's come back to Melbourne, Victoria. Okay, let's come to the heart. I'm going to take you to the heart of Kew, Nadia.
Take me there.
Do you know,
yes.
Take you to the heart of Kew.
I do know Kew. We're at Cotham Road. We're at QPO. We're the whole Kew Junction. We all know
Kew
the skinny
Junction,
dog.
the trams, the skinny dog. Yep, cheap alcohol. Remember cheap alcohol at the skinny dog? All you can drink. All girls drink free. There's a nice marketing campaign.
Jeez.
Anyway. So close to the Skinny Dog which is a classy establishment, is an even classy establishment known as Raheen. Do you know that?
I don't actually know. Is it a pub?
Oh, yes, you do.
Restaurant?
No, it's like a bloody. Hang on, I'll show you.
It's a house.
That. You see that?
Oh, I have seen that on the corner.
Yeah.
There.
Okay.
So
if you're walking
close
along
to Kew Junction.
Yeah. If you're walking along is it Studley Road? I don't know. One of the main roads of Kew, you'll walk along this huge property and it says Raheen on the outside.
Pratt house. Isn't that the Pratt house?
Yes, well done. So that is the Pratt's house. That is where on Saturday, so the Pratts own this place and have done for many years. They've done multiple renovations on it. So that's it in its old-fashioned glory. It looks like a castle, right? Anyone who's listening, just looks like a 3-story castle with a tower. It's got beautiful gardens, huge trees, magnolias. I don't know, everything.
It's an odd style. It's a really odd style.
What is it?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to work out.
Yeah, right.
I can't.
There's the modern.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what they've done out the back. So they've got a bit of modern.
Wow, you wouldn't have picked that. It's basically looking at a square box, and before we were looking at some kind of. It almost looks Spanish inspired, but really vintage, old. And then they've done the new old.
So that is the that's Anthony Pratt's house, and on Saturday night in Kew, there a whole lot of the elite turned up at Anthony Pratt's house for his birthday party, and there was Anthony Albanese, Jacinta Allen, and the performer was none other than la 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 our Kylie,
our. Yeah, gorgeous Kylie from Neighbours.
From Neighbours. So she was there and she performed. She's been a bit of backlash for her heading off to the Pratt's house because not everyone loves Anthony Pratt. But anyway, she performed there. She did Spinning Around. She did Can't Get You Out of My Head. Slow, All the Lovers, Better the Devil You Know. Locomotion, especially for you, all of it.
Wow. For Locomotion, taking it back to the 80s.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So Kyle Stefanovic was the host for the evening. Yep. So he was there, master of ceremonies and DJ, and she got everyone up and dancing and had a good old thing. That there was some protesters out the front because Anthony Pratt runs the global recycling and packaging empire Visy Industries.
Yes.
Yep. So he they're known for their philanthropy because they donate $1 billion to charities or whatever. But I'm sure they're polluting the planet at a high rate. They pretty much provide Amazon with all of their cardboard. That's what he started with, cardboard boxes. But I highly
wow.
Yeah. So they often have protesters out the front, and they did on this occasion too.
Out the front of the party.
Yeah, at the front of the party. So one of the protesters was here. See this woman here?
Doesn't look like a big show.
So she dressed up as this protester who are saying, because they're also protesting because he funds political campaigns, including Donald Trump. So he's in Donald Trump's. Yeah, he likes Trump. He gives money to Albanese. He gives money to any political party. He just gives them a whole lot of cash. And here, this woman dresses up as Gina Reinhardt and tried to get in. Like she went up to the
with the hard hat,
and and like a wig. She tried to get in. She went up to the guy on the checklist, and she was turned. Unfortunately, she was turned away. But that would have been some of the clientele that you would expect at the event with Kylie performing.
Helicoptered in, most likely.
Yeah, totally. And then here is a picture. There's Kylie with the Pratt. There he is.
Yeah. How much do you reckon she got paid for a gig like that?
God, I can't believe I missed that. Yeah, sorry. So she was paid $3 million for an hour set.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And sorry, there is one quote.
Very good payday, isn't it?
It is. And there's one good quote I liked from her. So referring to the location of where she was, she said, like she was saying, like she feels like she's at home because she's in Kew, and we all know she grew up in Camberwell, went to the same high school as me.
Yeah. Canterbury.
And
isn't she sort of Canterbury area?
Yeah, she's a Canterbury. Yeah, fair enough. She's a Canterbury girl. No, but she went to Camberwell High.
She went to Camberwell High, but she lived in Canterbury. I think a lot of her family owns a lot of the houses there. They just kept like buying up real estate. Yeah, behind like near Sienna and like all those private the girls' schools there. Strathcona, like around there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Mailing Road.
So she said from the stage, she said, it's like driving my Datsun to Nunawading, she said from the stage, referring to the location of the studio where she once filmed the soap. Isn't that funny?
That is hilarious. Yeah.
So we do love Kylie.
We do. And I mean, fair enough. I mean, $3 million payday for a 1 hour set, and that's quite a, it's a nice way to sort of spend the day, I suppose. You don't have to work for the rest of your life, probably.
No, absolutely not. No need.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a bit of local gossip. With our Kylie. What else has been going on, Nadia?
Yeah. So, we've heard a little bit about Justin Timberlake. He, a couple of years ago, had a DUI, which is a driving under the influence in America. And somehow with his influence and celebrity privilege got the video body cam footage
deleted.
Banished from it wasn't allowed to be released, and he had some kind of power over that. Somehow that power has finished and it was released this week, and it's just funny. He was absolutely, he was very, very
trolled.
drunk.
Was he?
Absolutely. I mean, you could, and he was painting a picture. They were in the Hamptons, and he was
on a world
drinking
tour.
up a storm, and then he was following his friends back to their house, but in his own rental car. And he basically was veering into the other lanes, and that's how drunk he was. And then also he didn't stop at a stop sign, so the cops pulled him over.
Yep.
And he basically he didn't actually say, don't you know who I am? But he did sort of say it in a roundabout way.
He says, I'm on a world tour, doesn't he?
I'll just play you. Hopefully you can hear this.
Yeah, go.
Hard to explain. The world tour. I'm Justin Timberlake.
What's your name?
Justin Timberlake.
You are Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
You have a license with you?
Yeah, I do.
So the reason for it stops because you're veering off to the left, and then you're not stopping at the stop signs.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
What are you visiting?
Yeah, I'm on tour.
What are you doing?
I'm on the world tour.
A what?
He's in the
A world
Hamptons.
tour.
Doing what?
What?
Hard to explain.
Hard to explain.
World
I'm
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake. Anyway, you get the picture. He was so stopping himself saying, "Don't you know who I am?" But then he's just like, "Oh, it's hard to explain. I'm on a world tour. I'm Justin Timberlake. Like, hello."
Yeah.
Then they have further footage of him in the actual police station, and then they have further footage of him because he actually was held overnight in an actual jail cell, and he was just like, "Are you kidding me? Is this how you treat everyone?" And they were actually treating him really well. They were so polite and kind to him. Yeah. And he was just like, I can't believe, like, come on, guys. You know, like I'm
Justin Timberlake.
I'm on a world tour. Like,
yeah.
You know. So look, he's had a
why wouldn't he have a driver? Like surely you just have a driver with you at all times.
This is everyone's question. And of course, you know, he had to pay a fine, and then he also lost his license for a couple, like 6 months. But look, his reputation's taken a hit. Obviously, he's got a couple of kids. You know, wifey Jessica Biel's not very happy with him. And then also he's got coming up, there's going to be a biopic of Britney Spears' life. So he's a bit worried about what's going to come out in that, because he obviously didn't come across very well throughout their relationship, especially towards the end, you know, after the Crimea River, and him just saying that he was the victim, whereas we don't really, we think it was probably the other way around. So yeah, I think he's a bit worried about how that's going to all play out for his reputation. But anyway, there you go. That's JT. That's the update on him.
The video got out.
Yeah, the video has been released, and you can watch all of it, of course. So tell us a little bit about Kyle and Jackie O, because you know, coming back to Australia again, we've had quite a bit of gossip happening. So a couple of months ago, there was an incident that occurred. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
So Kyle and Jackie O, who had the highest paid radio contract, or like media contract ever, to host their horrible breakfast radio show in Melbourne. They were the highest rating in Sydney, and then they've moved to Melbourne. It was 100 million over 10 years, which is, I mean, it's just insane, huge. Right? So 100 million over 10 years. It's Melbourne hated it from the get-go. It's never done well here. They've had shocking ratings the entire time. Round of applause to Melbourne. And one particular lobbyist group called well done. One particular lobbying group, Mad Fucking Witches, had continuously talked about how revolting he was and how dangerous his language and how dangerous their speech was in regards to the women in. And just, I mean, the most repulsive things that they do on that. I've never listened to it, but I've heard grabs now. And like some of it is, you know, he played recordings of women peeing from The Office, and then like had people guess who's.
If it was a male or a female, I remember that.
Like
I had people guess if it was a male or female.
Women's vaginas, and it's just like so foul. And not to mention the fact that he's had, you know, a 12-year-old sort of, he's put them in a position where they've talked about the fact that they've been sexually assaulted or possibly, you know what I mean, or live on radio.
Like this sort of stuff. It feels like he should have been punished for that, you know.
So he's got a 30-second delay as opposed to most radio stations that have 7 seconds. He has 30 because he's just
they can do it with clean up jobs.
Yeah, he calls women fat continuously. Even though he is probably one of the most unattractive men there are, you know, like this huge fat toad. You look like a cane toad. Anyway,
but is that part of the appeal? I mean, not the cane toad part, but is that part of the appeal? This shock jock, you don't know what he's going to say. And that's why people like him, because he's so unexpected and like, oh, anything could happen, kind of thing. Is that part of the appeal? I mean, it must be if they've got him.
Well, it must have been it must be to the Sydney market, but it did not, they didn't go above ratings of 8 when they came to Melbourne. So, and then
classier.
And we're definitely classier. Yeah, we're definitely. It's just proof. Like, there's the proof. There's the Sydney's cruising around, roaring with laughter at listening to women pee and being called, unattractive, whatever, on radio. And Melbourne went, no, thanks.
No, actually,
yeah, like we're not in. Yeah, yuck. So he finally. I mean, Jackie O has been under intense scrutiny over it for a long, long time, in that she allows him, like, she's just constantly going, oh, Kyle, no, that sort of thing.
Yes.
As he denigrates women and talks about, and then others are sort of saying, well, is she a victim as well? But I mean, she's making a whole lot of money out of it.
Well, that's exactly the point I'm thinking of. You can't be a victim when you've got your bank account being padded by $100 million.
No, and she also kind of okays him. Like, him alone is people don't allow, but because she's sort of by his side going, oh, Kyle, it's like, oh no, he's not that bad. Like, there's a lovely female who thinks he's okay. And she sort of says that, like, he says bad stuff, but he's a really nice guy. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so he ended up having a go at her about her fondness of astrology. Actually, she was talking about one of our favorite people, the pedophile formerly known as Prince Andrew. And he was saying, friend of the pod. She was saying, well, you can, like look at his astrology. You can see he was up for a bad week. And then Kyle rips into her and she sort of starts crying. And he says that she doesn't do her job well. And she's just, ask anyone here. Like, it's not nice what he says to her, but it's not any different to what he's done before. And
and that's why a lot of people have criticized this particular incident, because it was so, compared to a lot of the other things that he's done, it feels fairly, like, it feels quite minor compared to all the things he's done.
Yeah. But that's the straw that's broken the camel's back. She's gone silent. She left. She wouldn't come back. She said she feels unsafe. And then what's come out of that is, I mean, who knows what they're both going to do. Well, you're going to tell us something that Jackie O is in the, starting to do. He is suing the network for, he wants his money. And Jackie O has gone silent. We haven't heard from her. But you have some inside news, Nadia. Tell us.
Well, I mean, not some inside news. It's been publicated a little bit. So basically, friend of the pod, Meghan Markle and Harry, and formerly known Prince Harry, is coming to Australia. More Australian news. So Meghan is
to a heartbeat or a round of applause. I just don't know which one to do, but keep going.
Well, yeah, okay. So Meghan will be actually teaming up with who you were talking about just before. What's her name? Jackie O. Jackie O is doing a women's retreat, and Meghan will be a special guest there, and she'll probably be, interviewed. Tickets for that are about $3,000 to get into this women's retreat, probably talking about women's empowerment, all that sort of stuff. So that's Meghan. And Prince Harry.
So he's coming too. He's going to come too.
Prince Harry is coming, and they have teamed up with he's going to Melbourne, in fact, and they're going to be talking to
who?
just a mental health group.
Kyle Sandilands.
No, I think it's called it's Beyond Blue or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to be he's going to be talking, and the tickets for that are $2,000 about burnout and all of that sort of stuff. However, the interesting fact is that Australians have started a petition on change.org. The petition is called No Taxpayer Harry and Meghan's Private Visit to Australia. It currently has 36,063 signatures. I cited this morning.
So hang on a minute. Who is paying for them to come to Australia?
Basically,
who? You're breaking up. He's breaking up. Take your photo down because it's breaking up, and tell me who's doing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. So basically, have you removed it? Yeah, remove.
No. Yeah. Go. Who's paying them?
Who's paying them? Well, it'll be part of Jackie O and Beyond Blue. They'll be paying their stay, and it'll all be privately funded. But I think what the people of Australia are concerned about is that last time that they came, they had a lot of public funding, as in the way of police escorts to and from all of the royal treatment. Kind of treatment and privilege that comes along with
being a former prince,
being associated. Exactly, and that's what the petition's about. Now, it's gained that much traction that Harry and Meghan's publicist had to respond.
Oh, and what have they said, Nadia?
And they've said that it's a moot point. Do you know what a moot point is?
Like it's neither here nor there.
It's a moot point is an issue, argument, or question that is irrelevant, purely academic, or has no practical significance because the outcome cannot be changed or doesn't matter.
Right.
So basically, they're saying it is a privately done thing. I also had to say that 35. They say it was at the time it was 35,000 signatures. It was hardly a dent considering Australians' population. They had to say that in part of their statement. And basically that it's going to be a privately funded trip. So
I mean,
don't
if they're
worry.
$3,000 a ticket to go and see Meghan make jam, and $2,000 to hear Harry talk about mental health. I mean, it's just too much money. I just spent $500. I spent $400 and went and saw live music in Adelaide for 5 days. I'd much rather go and do that at WOMAD Music Festival. What do people pay this money for? It's just like you have too much money, people. You have too much money.
I think it's the people that are attending. Obviously, these are the type of customers that will possibly be attending these events. But anyway, they're my couple of stories. Everything that's sort of attached to us. We're a very Aussie show.
Can I also say? Can I say though, like if I was Jackie O, it would just imagine hosting one of these events where you're like, okay, I'm going to get, I don't know who else she's going to get there, but it would be like a retreat, like you said. Like you'd probably go to some beautiful location and start
you do yoga.
Exactly.
Pilates,
yes. And then imagine, like, I couldn't stand those 3 days where you have to be like the hostess and like turn up and have a champagne with everyone and then sort of, attend yoga and maybe go and have a goji berry juice with them. And then, and everything would be sustainable and have sustainable practices. And then you'd have all these people trying to sell products within it. I would just hate to be part of that. Would you that's my nightmare? Is that that's my nightmare?
Well, I think if I paid $3,000, I would be constantly working out what am I getting
what I want?
Am I getting value for money here? Am I
you'd want a gift bag?
I want a gift bag. I at least want some, Apple iPods or something.
Do you want photos with the?
I want laptops. I want a signature from Meghan Markle.
You want a jar of jam?
At least a hamper. At least a hamper of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you want some skincare products.
Maybe a cooking class.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be allowed. You wouldn't be allowed to take photos. Like you're not getting a photo with you and Meghan. That's not happening.
See, that's what I'd be constantly trying to
get your money's worth.
Think that, is this of value? Is this $3,000's worth? And probably the likelihood is it's not, and I would be disappointed leaving. Yeah. So that's what I spend my time thinking about while I was in Downward Dog, and
And surely they'd veto all these people that were coming in too, because they wouldn't want someone like you there. Yeah. Like you would get.
Yeah, maybe that they would probably be looking and just making sure that.
We should apply. How do you even apply to go to such an event?
We'd be rejected immediately.
Hey, Nadia, you get invited. You don't apply.
Well, exactly. There would be
tickets don't go on sale. They don't go on sale on Ticketek.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's right. It would be invitation only. Plus, you have to spend $3,000. It's a $3,000 plate. But I don't know what they've got. What they're paying for. Really, is it going towards Meghan's payment, or is it going?
You're paying for influence, and you're like, I'm going to meet people there, and we're going to rub shoulders, and I'm going to make contacts. Yeah, that's what you're paying for.
And I'm sure they've got enough, social media babes around Bondi that would absolutely spend that money and get that money back in droves from just their content.
Totally. So they're gonna invite social influencers. They're going to invite all of those sorts of people, and then they're going to get advertising from it.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's tiers. It would be $2,000. That would be your just to get in the door. $3,000, maybe you get, in the same room as Meghan. You can't talk to her though. There's a $5,000-$6,000 one where you can have a photo with her. There'd be tears, all of that sort of crap. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Meghan would appear at certain points and then just sort of vanish. You know what I mean? Like
she'll only be there for an hour. There'll be a quick chat, and then it'll be like, thanks for coming. We are so honored. And then she'll just,
she'll
fly off.
Yeah, exactly.
Flying out the door,
Yeah.
So that concludes my my news of friend of the pod, Meghan.
Well,
Markle.
let's follow that closely, Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, well, they'll be here in the next month, so
visit to Australia
around the corner. Yeah.
So also that's been all over everywhere is the Manosphere documentary by Louis Therouax, which we have both watched and everyone's watched, in which he follows and interviews a number of influential male influencers who sort of follow the Tate model of I am a strong man, I should have a hot, sexy girlfriend and have sex with whoever I want, and taking the man power back.
Just getting really into the conservative values of being a man, having a woman cook and clean and give you sexual favors, but their place is not to to make money. There's more of a, what do you call it? Like submissive. It's a submissive role rather than a dominant role. Like that they're all the things that they value.
Exactly. And they sort of like cross over with Trumpism, and they all come in one sort of revolting box. So these men go online and have many, many followers, but most of the people they're targeting are actually young boys, which is repulsive. So young boys from the age of like 10 to 20, really. And and as Louis sort of exposes on his show, at the back end of it is they're making money. Like they're asking for money for you to subscribe to their channels, and then that fuels rage bait. So the way that this economy works is that you need to have content that is alarming, that in the same way that Bonnie Blue does, that alarms people and shocks people, and therefore you create content that grabs that attention. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be bashing someone on the street. It could be calling a woman an SLUT. It could be having sex in a bar. It's anything that gets that attention, and then flexing your muscles and saying, you too can have this lifestyle. So it's foul, foul, foul.
And they do in fact attack someone. I think they
well, that's the rage bait at its worst.
Like a potential.
Well, he says that he's like catfished a pedophile, but whatever. He's called this man down to sort of have sex with him, and they jump on him and bash him. So they've falsely told someone to come somewhere, which is illegal, isn't it? You can't just, and then they bashed him. It's not.
Well,
okay.
I mean, if you really want to be a vigilante like that, give that details to
the police,
a policeman. But like, could you imagine like pretending to be a 10-year-old and getting someone interested? Like, what is that conversation like? I mean, I wouldn't want to know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's totally.
If that's the time, if that's the way you spend your time, I mean, it's really disgusting.
So I mean, there's been lots and lots of talk of that, and people have probably listened to multiple different people talk about the documentary. It is interesting. Louis does it's complicated because at the same time the influencers are taking grabs of Louis and sort of throwing things back in his face and putting them on his live stream. And they also have no idea of who Louis is and even how to look in a camera. Like at one point they're not talking to Louis. Like Louis interviewing him and he's just staring at the camera and talking to the camera. And then Louis like, no, you talk to me. He's like, what are you talking to? They have no understanding of like that people used to make documentaries and talk to someone's face.
Yeah. They're constantly engaging the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I've from that I've come across a different group of people. Well, they're not different. They are somewhat similar because there's all these different subgroups that come out, right? And one of them is they are called he's called Clavicular, all right? And Clavicular is part of a group who are they are looks maxers. So they're men that max their looks. They're all about how they look, and they go to extreme measures to look a certain way. They have a man that is their ultimate face, which I don't even know who he is, but this is who he is.
Okay.
It is Matt Bomer. Do you know who Matt Bomer is? So this is Matt Bomer, and I
have no idea who that is.
He's the ultimate. See the chiseled chin and the.
But immediately unattractive to me.
Too much for you. Not your cup of tea.
No, I mean just very angular. I mean, maybe he was cast as a Superman type vibe. But I don't know. His head looks too big for his body. He's got weird. To me, not attractive. He's got a nice head of hair.
Funny you should say that. You're saying that his head looks too big for his body because the looks maxers actually have a mathematical equation of how big your face should be in relation to your body. So, your facial width to your height ratio is 1.8. So that's measuring the Bysogrammatic width, the distance from the cheekbone to the cheekbone by the height of the middle part of the eyebrow to the upper lip. So they've got all these measurements that they go by, like how does your face measure?
But I'm also looking at a white man,
Nadia. Yes. It has to be.
So is this white supremacy type?
Yes. Yes. In the same as the Manosphere. Yes, it's white supremacy.
It's just less and less attractive.
I know. And so they go as far as using a hammer to chisel their cheekbones.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, and they come out of what they come out.
So
it's sort of what Louis Theroux went into too, is that, the Manosphere has been a whole lot of these like subgroups coming together and forming this ultimate sort of manly, we hate women, white super race. So they came out of the incels. Remember incels?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't. They're still around, I'm pretty sure. But
So incel stands for they're involuntarily celibate. It's so funny that they're just happy to. Yeah. So involuntarily celibate, they feel unattractive, and therefore they've now been like, right, they've been very angry about that. Saying that, that women, it's not fair. It's not fair that we're not attractive enough. So from that, you've now got this group of men have gone, you know what, we're going to be looks maxers, and they just spend all of their time injecting God knows what into their body, starving themselves, doing weights, everything. Like it is. Yeah. And
it's really sad. It feels like a body dysmorphia for men type syndrome. Which is, I mean, it was always going to come, isn't it? I mean, it's if women out there have always had, a lot of body dysmorphia stuff, it's now swung to the men's side because of the groups like, Andrew Tate and all of these creating these like the ultimate man, like who do you have to kind of like, and then that's their like their ultimate like.
Well, so this, if Matt Bomer's who they want to look like, but this main guy who's a looks maxer is called Clavicular. That's his name, and this is him just talking about the drugs that he uses in order to maintain his attractiveness. I'll just play that now.
Did list a number of the things that he was on at the moment.
I'm on 25 milligrams of Accutane. I'm on 12 milligrams of retatrutide.
So he's on testosterone, GLP called retatrutide that's currently in clinical trials, and he orders it from a pharmacy in China. A beta blocker to offset the cardiovascular strain that some of these drugs put on his system.
So those 4, is that it? Anything else? Oh, no. Keep going. Okay.
Minoxidil is a hair loss drug, so is dutasteride, which he also takes.
I do a lucky dip, which basically means I have dutasteride in raw powder form, and I'll just dip my finger in the bag and take it.
Something called melanotan, which makes you tan faster, so you can get tan without spending so much time in the sun.
Is that it? No.
High dose melatonin, which he takes as an antioxidant.
A lot of people think I'm memeing when I say taking 300 to 500 milligrams is phenomenal.
Something called glutathione.
That helps with a lot of dopamine toxicity.
Something called NAD+.
One of the best regenerative compounds out there.
And human growth hormone.
In terms of right now, that's all I'll take, but we could go through some more stuff.
So that's his and that's what he injects into his body, all the drugs that he takes. He's also be working out 24/7, and he's admitted to, well, not admitted, he just says it because it's not like he's admitting anything. He's just like, he takes methamphetamines to suppress his appetite. So I just thought this was another interesting sort of like segue of it's not a segue of the Manosphere thing as well, but just that these boys and men online, so Clavicular is someone that you would follow, and he's like the human guinea pig who trials all these drugs and then tells you to take them. And and like a lot of these drugs, strangely enough, they end like, because testosterone for one, or steroids, it stops your ability to orgasm. So it's just so strange. Right. It's like you're just trying to look so fabulous the whole time. I would assume you're trying to look fabulous because you want to attract the opposite sex or whatever sex you're interested in. Yet all of this ends up in you being unable to get a hard on. Why? What are we doing? Well, I'm not doing this. Neither are you.
Well, I mean,
nuts.
It is sad because if this is the type of role model that the young boys are looking up to and looking at, and to what end? Just to get a sports car and to like have these fake muscles as you're walking down the street. I don't know. It's not. Whenever when I'm at the gym and I see someone that's clearly on the juice, they smell a bit funny. They look a bit scary. They kind of just look a bit beady-eyed, and I'm just
you're not getting horny. You're not looking at them going, oh, hello.
Not at all. I am a little bit afraid of them, to be honest, because they honestly look like they could kill me, and I just don't want to be around that energy,
No.
Yeah.
So there's Matt Bomer for you, his face on the screen. Can you believe they've just got this
he's
random,
really turning me off.
Man that they've just decided is like, yes, that is the perfect man.
Why him? Why him? Is he in the group? Is he in part of the group?
I don't think so, because when I've
an actor.
He's an actor. He's just an actor. Like, there's many men that look like that for me, but he's like the quintessential. That is the face measurements that are just everything. Matt Bomer.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm not feeling it. I feel a little bit ill, and I don't want to look at him anymore.
No.
Goodbye.
I'll take him off the screen. Goodbye.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to add on to any Manosphere stuff? Oh, he's gone. Good. Well done.
Oh, look, I just, it was interesting when they were pushing back. I didn't know the stuff about Jimmy Savile. And like, there is a bit of Jew hating, which obviously is unhealthy. Just generalizing like that. I think that's poor form. I didn't know, I felt like it was interesting that Louis did not really respond to the Jimmy Savile connection, which is suspect, to be honest. But I need to research further about that, because Louis did do a documentary with him, and then did a lot of promo, and has actually come out and said that he seemed like a quite a nice guy, and they were not friends but friendly. And that's Jimmy Savile, who you may or may not know. He was a comedian in the UK, had a lot of links to the royal family, and came out and was he was a horrendous pedophile, and using his charities to get to children's charities and children's hospitals to use for his own sick perversions. It couldn't be any worse with this horrendous character. He's dead now, but he caused a horrendous amount of pain on the world and the children of the UK, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of victims. Absolutely horrendous. So the connection between Louis, he didn't really respond that well, I thought, in the documentary. I thought he might have addressed that a little bit more. But anyway, that made me a little bit like, maybe these kids have it made me think twice about the way they were talking about that. But yeah, interesting stuff, interesting documentary. There's quite a lot of TV going on at the moment, which we've been sort of back and forthing on. I'm just going to turn off my alarm. Hang on. Some real life. I think you're on mute, Joan.
Okay, wait. I'm back. So I would. Yes, we've watched a fair bit of TV. Did you want to do any recommendations just to wind up, Nadia?
Look, there hasn't been anything groundbreaking, to be honest. I mean, I watched Scarpetta, which was the new Nicole Kidman. It was really graphic. Like, if you're not into horrendously graphic,
cutting up bodies,
it was a bit much for me. Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't even recommend that, to be honest. Look, there's a couple of reality shows.
Well, you and I have thoroughly been enjoying the age. I mean, as much as I disliked it, and I finished it last night with my children, I was like, because I really wanted to watch the end. So the entire show is based around a whole bunch of people go on this lovely resort somewhere. I imagine that somewhere that like Jackie O will host her resort. It's like a beautiful location. So off they go there, and no one's allowed to say their ages. Some of them look about 20 and others do look about 60, but they've clearly had surgery or whatever. And then they start hanging out. And if they like each other, they then go to the confession room and they sit down and they say, I want to commit to you. How old are you? And that's when they're like, I'm 22. And the other one's like, I'm 75. The show
it's crazy.
The show
it's
pretty
like,
much
how did you not? There's a lot of them where you're like, I don't like. How did you not know? Like, how did you not know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And the age differences are staggering. Like, I think the biggest one was like
35 years.
35 years. Okay. Yeah.
And he is revolting. But yeah. So look, anyway, that was a bit of fun. If you like trash, go for that. It's a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I haven't really. I'm trying to think. No, I haven't really watched anything else. That's that.
Yeah. Well, I think we've covered quite a bit of ground here today. We'll certainly come back and report back on the
the retreat.
Yes, the retreat, and Harry will be in Melbourne. Who knows? We might even get a public appearance somewhere.
Well, let's turn up. Yep.
Yeah, we turn up with our little video cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been glad to be back, Joan. And
me too.
See you next time.
See you later.
Do you want me?
Och, that's a